slides which should be imposed very quickly. So even though I'm going to start, and as you see that the title of my presentation is Forest Resources of Bangladesh, Present Status, Challenges, and Research Gaps for Conservation. Actually, I will present some data collected from the different sources, basically from the government data book. And in addition to that, I will share some of my research findings. And according to this title, as you see, the issues that I'll be discussing here. Please. So next, please. Okay. Next, please. Next. Okay. So as you see that there are 35 biodiversity hotspots across the globe, and one of them is Indo-Burma biodiversity hotspots, which is, as you see, which includes India, Myanmar, and of course Bangladesh. Okay, please. Please. Okay. So as you see that there are several reasons for which Bangladesh or this Indo-Burma region should be biodiversity rich. And among this region, one is the geographical locations and geomorphological settings, and the position of this location in the tropical region, as you see. And this region is influenced by monsoon climate, and there are so many water bodies also in this region. And phytogeographically, this region includes several settings, including China, India, Myanmar, and this is very highly diverse region. And geologically, we also see that there are so many, in addition to plants, there are so many different species of animals present in this region. Next, please. And we see that this is Bangladesh. As you see, we can distinguish at least 30 different agroecological regions. That means the region is highly diversified in terms of its geological formation and its ecological formation. And all these factors actually are in favor of high biodiversity in this country. Okay, please. Next, please. Next. Next, please. Okay. Next. And as you see that if we concentrate on particularly the forest of Bangladesh, then we see that at least 4 different forest types are seen here. Like we have evergreen forest patches and 7 semi-evergreen forest patches, deciduous and swamp forest also. And we can also see different types of deciduous forest and different types of swamp forest also. Please go back. Okay, you see that even in deciduous forest, we can even slightly difference, but we find there are 2 different types of deciduous. Maybe one is moist deciduous, another one is dry deciduous. And in case of swamp forest, we find that we have saline swamp forest, like the largest mangrove forest in Bangladesh, and another one is freshwater swamp forest. So you see that even the country is small, but we have diversified forest types. Yes, please. And you see that next. Okay, you see that if we categorize this forest diversity, then we find that the highest plant species diversity in the Chittagong Hill Forest Tax region. But in case of animal diversity, we find that Sundarban is much more rich compared to the other forest types. So, in case of diversity distribution, we find the differences between the forest. Okay, and if we compare two forests like Madhupur Forest and Chittagong Hilltex Forest, then we find that the diversity is much more in in case of Madhupur shal forest, but tree diversity is higher in case of Chittagong hill forest. Next, please. And this is the graph that shows that uh, our Madhupur forest and Chittagong hill forest can be separated based on the some leaf traits. You know that on the basis of leaf traits, like there are nearly about 20 leaf traits can be studied, and on the basis of that leaf traits, these forests are also separated from each other. Next. And we also try to see whether any genetic variation are present in our forest resources. And to do that, we selected shal plants. As you know, this is the single species, Shoria robusta, but even within this single species, we find genetic differences. Uh, to investigate the genetic diversity between the shal forest, we selected Kumilla shal forest, and then Madhupur shal forest, and Dinajpur shal forest, and we used as ISSR marker. You know that interspecies sequence repeat marker, and by using that marker, we found that these forest populations are separated from each other. As you see in the right hand side, the clusters are completely different. So it means that we have diversity in Shoria robusta. Next, please. Yeah. So this forest, again this Madhupur forest. In case of shal plant, we studied whether this shal plant show differences in between different seasons. We found that both Madhupur forest and Shingra forest, they show seasonal differences on the basis of their morphological, leaf morphological and physiological parameters. Okay, so all these figures indicate that our forest is highly diversified, and forest plants are also rich in diversity, both in morphological uh, parameters as well as genetic parameters also. And this is a graph that shows number of species in plant groups, and in the right hand side you see that number of different plant species of different plant groups in the global picture. Okay, and we compared between Bangladesh picture and global picture. Excuse me. Yes, please. So this is another slide that also shows the comparison in animal diversity between Bangladesh and the global average. Okay, next please. And next please. Another again. Okay, fine. So this is the table that shows the comparison among the mostly sub countries. You know, here I compared the angiosperm diversity, then mammals diversity, and birds diversity among these sub countries. And you see that in case of angiosperm species diversity, the highest diversity was found in Bhutan. That means 141 species per unit area, and the second largest was found in Nepal, and the third largest was found in Bangladesh. Okay, and the trend was similar in case of mammals also. The highest number was found in Bhutan, then Nepal, and the third position is for Bangladesh. And similarly, in case of birds, also the similar trend. So it seems that per unit area, species diversity is high in Bangladesh. Okay, next please. And this is the forest cover in the South Asian countries. You see that the position, the Bangladesh is in the fifth position in terms of forest cover among these SAR countries. Okay, next please. So why forests are important? As you know, this is the foundation for biodiversity. It maintains our ecological balance, environmental balance. It provides all different types of resources and it also protect us from the environmental degradation. Yes, please. Yeah, please. Okay. And this is also some data that shows the how forest contributes to our economy. Okay, and comparison among the different SAARC countries. Next, please. Okay, next, please. I'm going fast. Okay, next. I think. Okay, next. I'm going to next, please. Okay, so what are the threats? I was I was hearing this morning session. These issues has already been discussed, and what are the threats? Already we know, and we can divide them like natural threats and anthropogenic. That means the human induced threats. Okay, next, please. And the forest degradation, and this is the comparison between India and Bangladesh. So our forest is degrading faster than the neighboring country, but recently it is increasing. Okay. Okay, so yeah, please. So another threat, important threat, is our population and our economic activities. You see that the per number of people per unit area in Bangladesh is more than 1100, but global average is 52, and even our neighboring country it is very much lower than Bangladesh. So per unit area, population density is very high in our country. This is one threat, serious threat to the biodiversity. The other one is all different economic activities that are pushing threats to this diversity, and mostly forest diversity. Okay, next, please. Next, please. Okay, these are also threats, climate change related threats. Next, please. Okay. This is, exotic species is also threat to our biodiversity, forest diversity. This is, okay, exotic. This is lantana that may also be a problem for our forest. Okay. And this is the data that shows how many species are under threats. Threatened species, number of threatened species is shown in this slide. Okay, next, please. Okay, next, please. So these are some animal species which are once present in Bangladesh, but now they are completely extinct. Next. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So the conservation initiatives, as you know, we have many programs to conserve our biodiversity, and already 51 protected areas have been declared, and different ministries have taken initiatives to protect. Okay, please, just before one. Okay, here we see that if we compare Bangladesh with other neighboring countries, we find that Bangladesh is the lowest in terms of percentage area under protection. So that should be increased. And these are some laws and before one, please. Okay. Okay, these are some laws and initiatives that government of Bangladesh has taken to improve the situations. And I should mention that at least as 3 points, like that biodiversity has been included in our constitution in order to give its importance. And the biodiversity mainstreaming has also been taken by the government, and NAPA, National Adaptation National program has been taken to conserve biodiversity. And you know that in front of us, we have to develop our country. We need to take many development activities, but at the same time, we should conserve our biodiversity and natural environment. Next, please. Okay. And in case of research gaps, I must say that although we have identified many species, we have done taxonomic explorations, but in terms of ecological research, it is not so much. So we need to conduct more ecological research on this aspect, and definitely we should make some recommendations, like we should realize that conservation is development, and increase research, increase protected areas, implement the laws and on protection of biodiversity, adopt ecosystem-based livelihood, and make people aware of the value of biodiversity. So, thank you so much.